How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to talk about charging your battery station at work. When I was still at my 9-to-5 job, people were actually thinking about doing this, but they don't actually go and do it. This is the Oupes Mega one with the 1024 watt hour of capacity. When you bring all this power home, there's actually a lot you can do with it, including cooking, barbecuing like I'm gonna do right now. Let me demonstrate. First, you plug it into this power station here. This particular power station is capable of up to 2 kilowatt output. I prepared what I like to call yakitori, which is basically all the spare pieces in a chicken. I cut my own, and many times when you go to a Japanese yakitori place, this is exactly what you're eating. All the spare pieces like cartilage, chicken heart, the skin, and yet they charge you like $5 a skewer. Let's turn on the power. This is a chicken back piece. This is the end of a drumstick. It's chicken cartilage, very delicious. This is a chicken knee cartilage, the little triangular piece at the breastbone, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different little pieces that you can eat on a chicken, not just the thigh or the leg or the wing. 1 kilowatt is actually a lot of power. However, barbecuing yakitori using this grill tends to be quite intensive in power. So I'm going to be dumping the entire power bank inside this chicken here. Let's see if it even gets hot enough. Because we're handling chicken, I always use a separate set of chopsticks. It's using about 1280 watts, 82% left. Hopefully it can finish cooking all the chicken before I run out of battery. While that's cooking, let's say you bring a completely empty power bank to work, charge it up. It's about 1 kilowatt hour. How much value is that actually? In my area in California, it's about 40 cents of energy. So you have to carry this heavy thing. This is about 28 pounds here, like that. And you have to haul this back and forth. If you're able to bring a power bank completely empty every day and charge it up, you're gonna save about 40 cents of energy per day. So in an entire year, that's about $100 worth of energy. So in practice, you probably can't dump the entire battery bank all the way to empty, maybe about half. So it's more looking like about $50 a year of energy savings. I guess I can see that if you work somewhere where no one's around, you're the only person there, you sneak this power station in. But I feel like no matter how sneaky you are, people are gonna notice. You'll be known as that guy that carries this power station into work every day. Take for example, we know this one guy that would always monitor all the conference room for leftover food. One time he even bragged about looking at the calendars and seeing which one has lunch meetings. So I've been to those lunch meetings. We have a lot of leftover. But in the end, it's probably not very good for reputation. Do you want to be known as the person who is so cheap that needs to go and charge a battery bank? Time to flip the chicken. Notice I'm not using skewers because I'm just too lazy to put them on skewers. They taste the same, except there's a little bit more work involved when you flip them. It sits on this mesh grill thing, and the reason for using this type of grill is it has indirect infrared heat. It just cooks everything through and through and tastes better than any other kind of electric grill where it has a large surface area. You're essentially pan frying it instead of grilling. So this is truly grilling. Sometimes when you go to some yakitori restaurants, they actually use electric grills just like this, except it's not in this form. They have like a heating element at the bottom and then they put actual skewers in there. So this indirect heat, it doesn't have the charcoal smoky flavor, but it tastes really good still. I would say this is 50% done already. The power station is reading 58% right now, so I think we'll be safe today. This power station have all the typical ports. You can power your laptops off of this. It has 4 quick charge 3.0 ports. It has 4 AC ports. Each of them can go up to 2000 watts. Combined, of course, you can only go up to 2000 watts as well. You got a car adapter port, 120 watts, 2 DC 5521 ports. I've used an older version of these Oupes power stations, and it does not have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity. So they added this for this newer one. And it's flat now on top. Of course, I did the regular tests too. Discharging through the AC ports, you can get about 80% of the rated capacity. That's very typical because the inverter has inefficiencies and it's going to chew up about 20%. If you go through the 12-volt output port, you'll get about 89% of the rated capacity. I prepared some rice over here. You can start picking off all the smaller pieces, like right here. They tend to cook faster. So as you're cooking it, you can kind of eat a little bit sooner than you know, waiting for every single piece to get done. Notice I switched over to my clean chopsticks, the eating chopsticks. Give it a try. Or when you're cooking chicken breast, it actually cooks faster as well. The bigger pieces, like the cartilage, you tend to eat those last because they take the longest to cook. The food is just about done. We have used only 58%. I'm surprised that I can get through this with only half the power. I'm gonna have lunch, eat all of this first, and we'll be right back. In case I didn't make it clear, I'm not recommending to charge your power stations at work. Do not do this. You'll probably get fired for stealing electricity, the most embarrassing way to get fired. So I already verified the capacity of this. When charging it, it took 105-ish% or so. There's some inefficiencies going in. Considering a salary at an office desk job is probably between 50 and 150K, trying to save about $50 to $100 per year. This is just not worth it. Think about camping. You can run a fan all night long with a portable freezer or refrigerator. This one will last maybe like 30 hours or so. So a full 2 days of running it straight. And when you're camping, you never have a hairdryer. Now you can use one. Look at that, hot. It also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity, so you can do various things like check out the charge capacity. What the temperature is, it says it's 103 degrees Fahrenheit because we just barbecued with it. Input and output wattage, and you can choose between a fast charge or slow charge. What's a much better way to save money on electricity is not charge it at work, but rather charge it with some solar panels. On the side over here, there's a solar input. What I do at home is I permanently install some solar panels in the yard. I actually put a hole in the wall and I permanently go into a power station like this. I make my breakfast milk tea with it. I cook lunch and dinner with it with an induction cooker. I run my microwave, a blender, and also a separate mini oven with that. So when you leave a solar panel out there, you're just gonna collect it all day long. Anytime it involves moving a battery daily, you're essentially moving energy from one spot to another in order to save money. This is not worth it. It's just way too heavy to try to move something like this. Every time you move it, you get 40 cents. Think of it this way. Let's say you move it into your car, into your cubicle to charge. Let's say you can do this as much as you want and someone will actually pay you 40 cents every time you do one round trip move like that. I think you'll probably wear yourself out. If you do just maybe like 100 trips, you get like $40. Instead, I would just charge with a solar panel. This would be like a little mini system that you can try out before you go full on solar with the entire house. At my house, I use around 7 to 8 kilowatts, right? So with something like this, you can reduce it by 1. Instead of a $100 electricity bill, it might be only $85. By the way, this power station is brand new. They just launched it. You can get $200 off for the launch day event, an additional $50 off just for today. And if you use my coupon code in the video description, you get another 5% off. Typically, power station runs about 50 cents per watt hour. With all the discounts apply, it's gonna be more like 43 cents per watt hour. So check them out if you guys are interested.